And United Way has been extra busy as folks here continue to feel the impact of coronavirus. With more bars, restaurants, and businesses closing and adjusting their hours, many people are without jobs and left wondering how to pay the bills. United Way says their call volume is up 60% and that they need your help to help others in the valley.
People are having a hard time paying for their rent right now. And also formula for their children, for their kids, because they don't have a steady income coming in.
United Way is asking folks to donate to their COVID-19 assistance fund so they can help more people in the community. You can find a link to donate by heading to rocketcitynow.com and clicking on this story.